star Chael Sonnen, who makes a welcomed return to the UFC's octagon. With 4 submission wins already under his belt in the UFC, Demian Maia is rapidly closing in on a shot at the middleweight title. Veteran Chael Sonnen will have something to say about that when he returns to the octagon tonight in his first bout since beating WEC champion Paulo Filho.
I'm going to find a way to beat him. He's got a lot of tools. He's got a lot of ways to win this fight too. I'm going to stop Demian Maia, and I'm going to stop him right now.
This fight for me is, I think, the biggest challenge of my life.
Chael Sonnen is under no illusions about what he's up against tonight as he returns to the UFC for the first time in nearly 3 years to battle unbeaten Demian Maia. But that shouldn't be a problem for the Team Quest standout, considering his 23 wins, one of which was a victory over previously unbeaten Paulo Filho last November. Now back in the UFC, Sonnen is set to take on the best middleweights in the world.
Demian Maia's run through Team Quest stops tonight, it stops with me, and it stops right now.
If one thing has been proven in Demian Maia's 4-fight stint in the UFC, it's that this is the one jiu-jitsu black belt you don't want to go to the mat with, even if just for a few seconds. He's that good, and you will get no debates from Nate Quarry, Jason McDonald, Ed Herman, or Ryan Jensen, the men he's beaten en route to tonight's showdown.
To be in a good spot for the title, you should do a great fight, not just win. And that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm sure Chael Sonnen is absolutely thrilled to be returning to the UFC. His first UFC fight since May of 2006 at Staples Center in Los Angeles. 7-1, Joe, since that fight, including the win over previously unbeaten WEC middleweight champion Paulo Filho.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, Paulo Filho did not make weight in that fight, so it was a non-title fight, but he did win. It was a fairly lackluster affair, but, you know, that could be attributed to Paulo Filho as well. Chael Sonnen is a very solid wrestler, and it's going to be very difficult for Demian Maia to get this fight to the ground. That's what Demian Maia wants. What I believe Chael Sonnen is going to do is try to keep this fight standing and utilize what I believe is an advantage that he has in the stand-up. You know, Demian Maia has said that he enjoys boxing, he enjoys standing up, but that's not his strong suit. His strong suit, unquestionably, is the jiu-jitsu game, his submission game, and Chael Sonnen's strong suit, unquestionably, is his wrestling. But he has very good striking. I think he has an advantage in that, and I think that's what we're going to see in this fight. Chael Sonnen trying to keep this fight standing.
Yeah, 2-time University National Champion, NCAA All-American, U.S. Olympic team alternate, Joe, but as you point out, he's going to look to use his wrestling in reverse tonight to keep this fight on the feet.
Yeah, that is such a huge advantage that wrestlers have, is that they can dictate where the fight takes place. They can decide whether they want to keep it standing or they don't want to take it to the ground. That ability to choose is huge.
The run through Team Quest that Chael Sonnen referred to in the feature is basically this. Demian Maia beat Ryan Jensen, Ed Herman, and Nate Quarry. 3 of his 4 wins inside the octagon have come against Chael Sonnen's teammates.
And the fight with Nate Quarry was just masterful. The way he pulled guard on Quarry, swept him, and then strangled him. I mean, it's just beautiful jiu-jitsu. Demian Maia has some of the very best jiu-jitsu in all of mixed martial arts, if not the best. Arguably the best jiu-jitsu stylist to ever compete in MMA.
Sonnen looks to hand him his first defeat tonight. 4-0 in the UFC, 10-0 in his mixed martial arts career. Born and raised in Sao Paulo, Brazil, a second-degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who has been training his striking with Vanderlei Silva. He's also worked out with Anderson Silva in the past. He's been around Extreme Couture, maybe the best pure grappler in the UFC today.
How good is his grappling? How about this? How about this guy has submitted Gabriel Gonzaga? He's a guy who competes at 185 pounds. Gabriel Gonzaga is a big heavyweight, and Demian Maia has submitted him. Frank Mir, interim UFC heavyweight champion. champion in training with Demian Maia said, right here is a black belt. In my opinion, without a doubt. I mean, he's a black belt legitimately. He says he doesn't even consider himself a black belt after training with Demian Maia. He goes, I feel like I'm a brown belt. I'm not even worthy. He said, this guy just handles me. That's how good Demian Maia is. One of the very best guys to ever compete in the octagon as far as being able to utilize his submission game in MMA. Like, he has some striking, but he's not trying to be a kickboxer. His strategy is very clear. He wants to get this fight to the ground, just like his hero, Rickson Gracie. Rickson Gracie never really learned striking to be a striker. He learned striking so he understands it and he can avoid it. That's exactly what Demian Maia does.
4 UFC's 3 Submission of the Night awards against Jensen Herman and Jason McDonald. And Demian Maia returns to the octagon here in London tonight. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight is brought to you by Bud Light. With just the right taste that never fills you up, the difference is drinkability. Both fighters 31 years old. Sonnen is an inch taller, weighed in a pound heavier, and will have a 2-inch reach advantage. 13.1, 13.2 stone. With the official introductions, once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 23 wins, 9 losses, and 1 no contest. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, 13.2 stone. Fighting out of Westland, Oregon, USA, Chael Sonnen. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a perfect professional record of 10 wins with no losses. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 184 pounds, 13.1 stone. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Demian Maia. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Dan Murgliata.
Dan Murgliata, our referee. Can Sonnen overcome the great skills of Demian Maia?
I got to tell you, Mike, I'm looking forward to this fight as much as any fight on the card. It's a really intriguing matchup.
Sonnen and Maia are set to go.
You ready? You ready? Let's go, fight, guys.
Southpaw stance. Demian Maia, same with Sonnen. Now, Demian Maia will pull guard, and he'll pull it with frequency.
Yeah, he's very good at that. He just wants to get a hold of Chael Sonnen's body in any way, shape, or form and pull him on top of him, take Sonnen down, anything he can do to get this fight into a grappling situation.
Well, training his striking with his good friend Vanderlei Silva, you know he's been put through the ringer a little bit because Vanderlei's not going to go easy on anybody.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know what? Chael Sonnen's a very solid striker himself.
Chael Sonnen, a member of Team Quest, he said years before it was even called Team Quest. Good sprawl.
It's going to be very, it pulls guard. Now this is what Demian Maia likes. He gets those double underhooks. He's got some good control here. He's not going to let go like a lot of guys are. But he's got to lock up that right leg of Chael Sonnen's. That right leg right now is still free. Maia's going to get that. It's all over. That's how good Demian Maia is. A very good wrestler. Really strong, and he knows what to do here. Oh. That's all over. That's how good Demian Maia is. You know, he's a confident guy on the ground as well. I mean, he's going to defend on the ground. He definitely doesn't want to try to exchange submissions with him, but he doesn't mind a little bit of ground and pound as long as he watches his P's and Q's. Don't leave any arms in there. Don't allow him to get a body lock on you. No double. That's all over. That's how good Demian Maia is. So confident with his grappling that he doesn't mind being in a situation like this. Now this is where he's in trouble. Double underhooks. Full guard, double underhooks. This is a good spot for Demian Maia. That's all over. That's how good Demian Maia is.
This week, he said Demian Maia does everything with his jiu-jitsu left. He's a lefty, and that confuses a lot of his opponents. He goes after the left arm. He passes to the left side. So let's keep an eye out for that if it hits the ground again. So it's like when he takes on an opponent, everything's happening opposite of what they think, similar to boxing, obviously, against a southpaw, if you're not accustomed to it.
Yeah, I don't exactly agree with that because everybody does. Whoa, beautiful takedown. Oh,
And
right into a triangle position. If he gets his right leg underneath Chael Sonnen, he is in a triangle. Look at that. Bam. That's it.
How good
That's a
is
wrap.
Demian Maia?
That's how good he is.
Sonnen trying to survive.
That's it. He taps.
All over.
That's how good Demian Maia is.
Unbelievable. Given the opportunity, right to his expertise, the fight over just seconds later. Fight replay.
That is jiu-jitsu on another level, ladies and gentlemen.
Joe, replay tonight, brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon. Harley-Davidson set it up for us.
And this is what happens when you get just a top of the food chain Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt in the octagon. I mean, this is a guy that's been competing against the very best in grappling for most of his life. And look how smooth that triangle is. How he locks it from the mount, rolls over, Sonnen just falls right into the spider web, gets sucked into it, pulls down the head, Sonnen forced to tap. You continue to display some of the very best jiu-jitsu in all of mixed martial arts in itself, but the smooth transition that he makes, as soon as he gets down to the ground, he's got one leg past the arm already, and as Sonnen tries to roll into the top position where he's more comfortable, he falls right into the trap and gets submitted. Just beautiful jiu-jitsu. You continue to display some of the very best jiu-jitsu in all of mixed martial arts. Watch it. The trip, takedown, the knee goes over the top, and the right leg passes the left arm. So he's already in a triangle position here. Now Sonnen thinks he's rolling over to get on top, and he rolls over right in the triangle.
Demian Maia remains unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. Here's the official decision from Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 37 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to a triangle choke, Demian Maia!
That's 4 men from Team Quest who have fallen to Maia. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with a very happy Demian Maia. You continue to display some of the very best jiu-jitsu in all of mixed martial arts, and you've got to be very happy with this performance. Chael Sonnen, a very tough wrestler, and you managed to submit him very easily.
Yeah, I was surprised even because I put him down. He's so good wrestler, you know, but I'm very well prepared. I come from here, first time, I had the title in my mind, and I still keep going. I think now I deserve the title shot. That's what I want to do. I want to show the jiu-jitsu to the world and show to the people that you can win the fight without hurting your opponent. And I'm very happy to fight here in Europe. Thank you, London.
Well, you are a phenomenal representative of jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again. Demian Maia, ladies and gentlemen.
Truly understanding of the art. There's Vanderlei Silva. Pleased that his good friend has won here again. 5-0 now in the UFC. Demian Maia, all his wins have come by submission.